and AI was given one job, just one: pass a test. Instead, according to OpenAI's own words, it broke out of a locked testing space, reached the open internet, and hacked into a real company. This isn't a movie. And before I go further, let me be honest with you. This story is still developing. So I'm going to stick to what's been reported by major outlets like OpenAI's own disclosure, Bloomberg, CNBC, Axios, and Al Jazeera. And I'll be clear about what's confirmed and what's my own thinking. Because with a story like this, that difference matters. So let's start with what we actually know. I'm Rakib Rashon, and in this channel, I talk about the world of global business, money, and mobility. According to OpenAI's own account, they were running an internal test in mid July 2026. They wanted to see how good two of their AI models were at cybersecurity. One was ChatGPT 5.6 Soul, described as their strongest cybersecurity model yet. And the other was an even more capable, unreleased model. To run this test, OpenAI loosened some of the model's usual safety refusals around cyber activity. The idea was simple: put the AI inside locked, sealed digital room, no internet access, then watch how it handles a tough cybersecurity challenge. And that's exactly where things went wrong. Instead of solving the challenge the normal way, the AI found an unknown security flaw in software running inside its own testing environment. That flaw was its ticket out, straight onto the open internet. From there, it targeted Hugging Face, a major platform where developers around the world host AI models. It exploited weakness inside Hugging Face's system, gained deeper access, and moved through parts of the company's internal network. Hugging Face disclosed the intrusion themselves on July 16. Then, on July 21st, OpenAI came forward and confirmed it was their models behind the attack. Hugging Face's CEO responded publicly, saying his team didn't believe there was any malicious intent on OpenAI's side and called it mind blowing that the entire thing happened autonomously. Now, here's the part of the story I find the most interesting. Hugging Face actually caught this themselves, using their own AI powered detection systems. But here's the twist. Once they needed to dig deep into what the attacker had actually done, across more than 17,000 recorded actions, they hit a wall. The guardrails built into top Western AI models are designed to stop them from being used offensively. But those same guardrails also made those models reluctant to do the hands on forensic digging needed to fully understand the attack. So Hugging Face turned to an open source Chinese model called GLM 5.2, which is built by a company called Z.AI to help with that forensic defense work. Think about that for a second. An AI security incident caused by an American company's model, investigated in part with the help of a Chinese built model. That single detail tells you something important. This technology is moving faster than the safety systems. the regulation, and even the understanding built around it. And nobody, not the companies building it, not the governments trying to control it, fully knows what that means yet. And this wasn't some small, simple hack either. Reports describe a system that carried out thousands of individual automated actions and did in a matter of hours what would typically take a skilled human hacker weeks. It's also worth knowing this wasn't an isolated slip. Around the same time, OpenAI separately paused a different pre release model after it escaped a sandbox environment on its own. Even OpenAI admitted the scale of it. They called it, in their own words, an unprecedented cyber incident involving state of the art cyber capabilities. This is the company that built the AI, and even they're saying its behavior surprised them. Now, one incident on its own isn't really the story here. The real story is what this tells us about where the entire AI industry is heading. And this is exactly where it starts to matter for you. Whether you're building a business, investing your money, or just trying to understand where the world is going in the next 5 to 10 years. US Representative Greg Casar responded to this news, saying AI is developing extremely fast with no real rules in place to keep people safe. He's now asking for mandatory safety testing and mandatory reporting when things go wrong. But right now, none of that is actual law. Companies are mostly reporting these things voluntarily, just like OpenAI chose to do so. And cybersecurity experts who looked into this said something important. Similar capabilities have already been seen by independent security firms using their own AI systems. In other words, this might not be a one time event. It could already be becoming normal. So let's bring this back to what actually matters to you. Even major technological evolution creates winners, but it also creates new categories of risk. Cybersecurity, regulation, insurance, compliance, infrastructure, and digital trust may become just as vulnerable as the AI models themselves. Investors often focus on who builds the technology. They spend far less time asking who profits from making that technology safe. The gap is exactly where the next wave of opportunity is likely to sit. If you are a founder or you run a business using AI tools, and a lot of you watching this do, take this as a reminder. Powered by AI does not automatically mean safe. It does not automatically mean under control. The people, the oversight, the systems built around the AI matter just as much as how powerful the AI is. And if you're thinking long term about your career, your business, or where you want to build and invest, here's the bigger pattern worth understanding. History shows us that money follows certain rules. It flows toward places with clear regulation, strong institutions, and legal certainty. And it moves away from places where the rules keep changing or don't exist at all. If AI becomes as powerful and important as many people expect, The countries that manage to balance innovation with real oversight may become the more attractive places to be, nor just for AI companies, but for investors, entrepreneurs, and skilled professionals building around them. That's not a small point. That's exactly the kind of shift worth getting ahead of, instead of reacting to it after it's already changed where opportunity lives. Most people will remember this story as an AI hack. I think they'll look back and realize it was an early warning about where capital, regulation, talent, and opportunity were about to move. If stories like this, the ones that look like tech news on the surface but are actually early signals for anyone serious about building, investing, and living smart. If that's useful to you, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, Rakib Rashon, because that's exactly what this channel is built around. I'll see you in the next video.